My name is Jimmy. I'm in Watertown Square in Watertown, Massachusetts. We're at Aspergers Association of New England, AANE for short, where I've been a member since May 25th of 2001, and I'm here with Danya Jekyll, Executive Director and founding member of this organization.
This organization was founded by a group of parents and some adults with Asperger syndrome so that we could create services and assistance and help for folks who had Asperger syndrome. We serve people of all ages, anybody who has Asperger syndrome or a related difference, such as nonverbal learning disability or high-functioning autism.
What is Asperger syndrome?
Asperger syndrome is a neurological difference. It affects approximately 1 in 250 people. There are people who are professors at MIT who have Asperger syndrome, or there's artists and there's engineers with Asperger syndrome. And there are also people with Asperger syndrome who struggle just to get through the day. So people with Asperger syndrome generally have difficulty with some of the knowing the social skills, social communication. Very often they feel a little bit awkward in our world.
What type of services do you offer here?
We have a very wide variety of services. We offer help and information for parents who have children with Asperger syndrome. We also have a lot of services for adults with Asperger syndrome. We have social events, we have support groups, we have one-to-one assistance, and we also have conferences and seminars for professionals who work with folks with Asperger syndrome.
Hello, my name is Camille, and my guest is
Otsko.
How has Asperger syndrome impact your life?
Well, finding out that I had it didn't really have any impact, since if I have it, I just have it. But the symptoms of it, like being socially awkward and that, just make things like school and group work harder. But other than that, it doesn't really affect my life. Yeah, it's hard to associate with people, but I don't know. They just think I'm weird, and that's kind of normal by now.
What are some of your talents and hobbies?
I really like to draw as my main hobby, but other things that I do is sword fighting. In the future, I'm planning on being a comic artist.
What do you like about Annie?
Well, they're really nice here at AANE, and I didn't really think that I could go and work somewhere, just volunteer and not be completely awkward, but I'm not.
I'm Christine Dog from Ablevision.
Hi, Christine. I'm Jamie Freed.
What made you get interested in doing this type of work?
Well, I'm a social worker, but actually what got me to the Aspergers Association is that I'm also the parent of a daughter with Asperger syndrome, and she's 12 years old. And when she was 5, she got a diagnosis of Asperger's, and I was just looking for some support. And I went online and I typed in Asperger's, and I found the Aspergers Association of New England. I started to volunteer, and it seemed like there was a lot of work that needed to be done with adults, because there was a lot more happening, a lot more support for children.
How does an organization like this help people with Asperger's syndrome?
We try to provide a community where people with Asperger's who might feel kind of different in the world can come together and be with one another and be with other people that might understand them better. We try to educate sort of the larger community, maybe employers, so that people with Asperger syndrome can be better understood.
What do you like best about your job?
People with Asperger's are incredibly interesting and smart and funny, and I enjoy being around them. I love the people I work with. We've grown a lot in the last couple of years, and it just feels like we're doing something different that nobody else is doing, and it's a real opportunity to be part of this organization. So I like a lot about my job. I'm proud that we offer an opportunity for people who might feel very alone to have a place where they feel less alone.
When did you find out when you had Asperger syndrome?
It was about almost 5 years ago. I'd been unemployed for some time, and my parents had come to feel that I might have had something like Asperger's syndrome, and I did some research, and I started finding some books on the subject, and I came to feel that I did have it.
How has Asperger's syndrome impacted your life?
Well, I can say that I didn't date much in high school or college, and I always felt a little bit out of place that I had ways of communicating with people that didn't seem to be quite normal in terms of others' expectations. But I was able to do a lot artistically and get ahead in the workplace. So that's how I've been able to function mostly just by my art. I did portraits of historical figures who were believed to have had Asperger's syndrome, and they were used for a fundraiser as centerpieces on the tables.
What would you like to do in the future?
Well, if I can get in touch with more people, I would like to perhaps collate all my experiences into a nice little film about Asperger's syndrome, perhaps.
How has Asperger's syndrome impact your life?
Well, it's explained a lot of difficulties I've had over the past because I was also diagnosed a couple of years ago, and my son more recently. It's also given me some kind of insight so that I might try and limit the damage that's done through my Asperger's syndrome tendencies at times.
What are some of your talents and hobbies?
Well, I enjoy music and writing and all kinds of art.
What are some of the challenges you face?
Relationships are my biggest challenge, and since everything is made up of relationships, that affects everything.
What would you like to do in the future?
I'd like to publish a book. The book I'd like to publish, I'm not sure what it would be on. I'd like to come to a point in my life where I understand it enough to write about it.
Hello, my name is Chris Alfonso from Ablevision, and I'm here with Bob, a retired firefighter here. Welcome. Bob, when did you find out you had Asperger's syndrome?
A year ago, last June.
What are some of your talents or hobbies?
I spent 40 years around the fire trucks and hung around fire stations before I was a firefighter. I've been retired since 2002. Hobbies today, I study the Bible, and I visit nursing homes, and I sing Christian music on a karaoke.
Okay. Now, what are some of the challenges you faced?
This might sound kind of odd to you, but I realized when I go back to being a youth, I had a fear of water. Not too good around the fire service. I had a fear of height. Not too good around the fire service either. I used to run and hide from the ambulances. I couldn't do that when I was in the fire service. I took some of these things that were fears of mine and actually made a career out of them.
What do you like about AANE?
I'm not alone. I think that's about it. I always knew I was different from other people. I guess they call them neurotypicals, but I'm not alone. And around a lot of people that have had some of the same challenges in life as me.
What types of services do you use here in AANE?
I go to a weekly discussion group. I've been to speaker presentations, book presentations, movie presentations, pizza and game night, and I just attended the second ever adult New England conference at Bentley College, which was a full day last Saturday.
How did you overcome your fear when you were in the fire service?
This might sound like a funny answer to you. I didn't.
This is a wonderful program, and we'd like to get information about Asperger's syndrome out to more people because folks with Asperger's syndrome do feel a little bit different in this world, and very often just a little bit of understanding and a little bit of assistance, then they can get along very, very well. So the more people know about Asperger's syndrome, the better it is for them and the better it is for our society.
Okay, thank you, Danya. And any information, the website is www.aane.org. So check it out. Thank you very much, Danya.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you coming here.